Today we are trying to visit the offense of conspiracy to commit murder. Conspiracy in itself is an offense, punishable offense, and conspiracies can be for commission of any of the offenses. Therefore, for each offense, there may be a conspiracy to commit it. Commission of crime and conspiracy to commit crime are two distinct crimes. Conspiracy to commit crime is an offense. Therefore, now let us first have a general glimpse of the nature of categories of offenses under Indian Penal Code. These are against body and against property, then against state and other situations. Broadly, we are, as individual citizens, or having concern with respect to two different categories, the offenses against body and offenses against property. Then these offenses as a complete happening, complete event is one aspect, but attempt to commit crime is also a crime. Say murder, an attempt to murder. Say theft, attempt to commit theft. To cause injury, attempt to cause injury, and all like that. So section 511 IPC specifically provides that attempt to commit offense is an offense. Second thing, to abet a crime, somebody else is committing a crime and somebody is helping him, abetting him. So abetment itself is a culpable situation. Now, the definition of abetment and definition of attempt to commit offense oneself, himself, and to abet other offender are different situations, of which as well equally serious cognizance has been taken by the code. Then the another situation is being a member of an unlawful assembly. Assembly which is unlawful means assembly which is there to do some illegal activity, offenses. Being member of such unlawful assembly brings guilt for every member, and certain situations are to be considered. Then every member of unlawful assembly is made responsible for the acts done by other members of the unlawful assembly. Then the situations may arise when more number of persons are applying their mind, and this is a situation of section 149 IPC, and then followed by the conspiracy. So conspiracy, jointly doing things, collaborating for doing things, being member of unlawful assembly, which assembly doing some illegal things, doing abetment, helping other offender to commit unlawful acts, and oneself also attempting to commit crimes. these all aspects are there, while the bigger thing, the main thing is commission of a crime. Once these all have been made crimes, attempt also is a crime. Abetment, member of unlawful assembly, and being partner to, party to conspiracy. These all things as such bring to focus that the philosophy, the thought, the basis of the criminal jurisprudence accepted by us takes us to that we want our citizens to be lawful, means lawful to the extent that they will not conspire, they will not abet, they will not be member of unlawful assembly, they themselves will not take steps which may be taken as attempts for commission of crimes, and certainly crimes are not to be committed. Now, when we focus upon the murder, culpable homicide as murder, and culpable homicide not amounting to murder, then we had seen that two mental states are at work. One is intention, second is knowledge. As such, the criminal jurisprudence is foundationally taking up the mental states. Prohibited mental states are being taken into consideration. So when the mental state is being taken into consideration, then we have to visit what is intelligence, what is intention, what is knowledge, then how these things manifest physically, with respect to which there could be a lawfully recognizable evidence. It is here which takes us to that there is some truth, there are some values which become part of a mental state, and when in that mental state certain physical acts stand committed, then those become the reflection of, printout of what the intention, knowledge, or mental state is going to be. What I'm trying to impress is that as a student of law, as a criminal lawyer, we have to be well equipped in our knowledge and experience so that we can read the mind. Because the basic challenge here in this criminal jurisprudence is that we have to take everything back to the mind of the offender. Once we are to take every physical manifestation to the mental state of the offender, then naturally the art of reading the mind is to be there with us. Therefore, one shall at the initial stage also start learning as to how the mental states manifest in physical actions. Physical manifestations of human activities can be traced to the mental states. Therefore, going back from the physical acts to the mental states is a challenge, and it is the duty here as well. So professionally, for criminal jurisprudence, criminal justice delivery system, for criminal justice, the lawyer, the public prosecutor, the presiding judge, the investigating officer, the witnesses, everybody is to be taken as the players of their mental states. So let us read the definition of criminal conspiracy. For reading the definitions of the crimes, the texts defining the crime are to be considered, to be evaluated by us in terms of the ingredients. When we say ingredients of crime, means we are phasing out the crime, and each phase is being taken as a distinct phase which is to be distinctively proved. The ingredients of the offense of conspiracy come to be that there must be an agreement between the persons who are alleged to conspire. So, first ingredient of conspiracy is that there shall be an agreement between the persons conspiring, collaborating. This agreement word in civil sense takes us to contract, but here the agreement is at more finer state. It is an agreement of a mind. You are mentally agreeing. What for? For commission of a offense. So what degree of consciousness is to be there to reach at if there has been agreement or not between the two persons, and the agreement is to be for commission of a crime. That the agreement should be for doing an illegal act. So word here as such is not mentioned as a crime. It is mentioned as an illegal act, or for doing an illegal or doing by illegal means an act which may not be illegal. Like this, that if we want to take a bank loan, in respect of a project which is not permissible, then it is illegal. But if we are taking loan for permissible category, but by supplying, say, a false information, false documentation, etc., etc. So the act may in itself may not be illegal, it may be legal, but agreement is to do it by illegal means. So when the agreement is for doing an act which is unlawful, or the act is lawful but it is being done by unlawful means. So see here, it is not only the legality of the act but the illegality of the means. So we are very delicately reaching at the ingredients would mean to have an exhaustive coverage. So the ingredients of conspiracy are two. Now let us see the offense of commission of crime of murder. Now offense of conspiracy would mean we have to come within the four corners of definition of criminal conspiracy under section 128A, 120A as the two things we have seen. And when this is read along with the ingredients of the culpable homicide amounting to murder or not murder, then we have seen that the culpable homicide is taking us to the situations where death is caused by doing with the intention of causing death, or intention of causing a bodily injury as is likely to cause death, or intention of causing a bodily injury with the knowledge that the injury itself is likely to cause death. Now, these situations, when not to be considered from the point of view whether there has been agreement to commit a crime. So conspiracy to commit murder would mean it would be conspiracy to commit culpable homicide of one of the four situations stipulated in section 300. As such, conspiracy to commit murder is to bring the offender for his mental state of agreement with another partner, and the agreement is to be for commission of a murder. So here, to interpret or to reach at whether or not the agreement was of such category or not, certainly it is going to be a very big challenge. I want to stress that we shall now take each word in the practical situations where the courts have held as if there was an agreement to commit murder and the offenders were punished for conspiracy to murder. So we have to search those authorities, specific authorities, where up till the apex court it has been upheld that yes, these situations make out a case of a criminal conspiracy for murder. It is going to be really a challenging search. And let us search, say, 2 or 3 authorities, not 1, 2 or 3 minimum. So if we can reach at 3 such authorities where the apex court has held that yes, these particular circumstances stand lawfully proved and it stands lawfully established that offender has committed the offense of murder by conspiracy. The another way to look at is to go for the standard textbooks and then to see how academically in intellectual processing we reach at the tests which will make out commission of an offense of conspiracy of murder. But of these two, the first, where there has been a seal of the apex court, is going to be of more help for us to have proper appreciation. We have to imbibe those tests which have the seal of the apex court. Yes, Deepak. Yes, Subhash. We have to undertake this exercise, and tomorrow let us see which those 1, 2, 3 or any number of authorities are there with us where there is a seal of the apex court that offender is punishable for commission of an offense of murder by conspiracy.
Uncle, why you said it is so difficult? I think it is quite common.
No, proving is mental state. Proving, see, it may be easy to prove somebody has taken a bullet, a gun and fired. But to
No,
say,
conspiracy. I'm talking of conspiracy.
yes,
Conspiracy.
One who is not at the scene and still is held guilty. See, it is what I say in real situation. Things have to pass through the investigating agency. Things have to pass through the test of the evidence in court. It has, and that is a practical. This is what I'm saying. In practical situations, the exact successful seal is going to be a best illustration for us. It will help us more. It will give us a real insight about the practical steps of the criminal jurisprudence. And this is what we have to learn, and this is what we have to improve.
Sir, in my view, maybe I may be wrong also. The honor killing is a simple example that I am paying honor killing is there may be thousands of cases of honor killings where the conspiracy will be proved because the person who has murdered the accused immediately come back and say that he has given me money to kill him.
No. You see, it's not so easy. Not so easy. Not. See, in certain situations, we generally jump to the conclusions. We have to prove an agreement. Concessions is a different thing. See the real cases. It's a very good thing. There would be one category, say honor killing. You say we know that father of a girl is a hurt man, and he must have done it. He might have not done it. Uncle might have done it. Brother might have done it. Paramour might have done it. Some other situation might have arisen. So we have not to jump. We have to. This is what I'm saying. Learning. See the authorities. Be through the authorities, and it's all right if we'll get these type of seals of the court. Then certainly yes, very good, nice.
Yes, sir.
In this authority, we have to search authorities where
Number one, where the Supreme Court has convicted a person for the offense under Section 120A IPC, read with Section 302, or where man is acquitted. If one is acquitted, we will know, yes, this much is not sufficient. If one is convicted ultimately, we will know, yes, this is the law, this is the requirement, this is the standard.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.